I want you to tell me a story.
Yeah.
If I said from childhood to champion,
Yeah.
Santa Cruz? That's it? Yeah?
Yeah. Santa
Yeah?
Cruz, born girl. Yeah. Like even last night, obviously, I was praying in my prayers and stuff before I go to bed, and I was like, I'm coming down to the end of my career basically, so I'm starting to plan for life after my playing days and how I want to like exit the game. And so I have a foundation back home in Trinidad that I do for underprivileged kids.
Yeah.
And it's a charity event at all white. It's a party, an all white party, everyone dressed up in white, and it's always around the time of CPL.
Right.
And so this is my last year. Obviously, you're getting the official.
Wow, look at this.
It's not out there yet, so you get the first breaking news.
You'll tell me when you want me to put it out there. I'll put it out there, yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's going to be my last official CPL tournament and my last main professional tournament in the Caribbean and also home. So planning a send-off, planning a farewell, and I was saying to myself in my prayers that I have so much to thank God for. I never think that when I was 5, 6 years old, thinking of playing the sport, yes, but to achieve what I have achieved and to last so long, have a 21-year career at the highest level. There's so much to be grateful for, so it's just like I never imagined a career like this.
Wow. What are you, 40? You're 41?
Yeah, I'll be 41 in October.
Okay, 41 in October. As Bishop said, you a child, man.
The great Bishop.
Yeah, so 21 years from basically popping up on the West Indies scene and then staying up at the top. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been good. Like I said, it's not something that I imagined because, as kids growing up, you will never think so far down. You'll always think about playing the sport one. Then, then you get into school, you try to get into the school team. After that, so there's a process. After you get into the school team, you try to get into the national and the 15s and the 19s. And eventually you start to set your mind on the national team. And after you get into the national team, you set your mind into getting into the West Indies team. So how do you get into the West Indies team? And obviously cricket is the biggest sport in the Caribbean. And coming from Santa Cruz, which is the same village of Lara, it was just very easy for me to fall in love with the sport. My father is a big cricket fan, which is like everyone in the West Indies. And he grew up in the heyday, in the prime time where West Indies were really dominant. So getting involved in the sport was crucial. And but like I said before, I just loved the game as a kid and never imagined these kind of success would have come with it. I just wanted to play the game with a great joy of passion and hopefully make my parents proud.
All right. So look, and I'm sure you've done that. You made them very proud. Absolutely, no doubt. Now, as for you, as you look and sort of to now understand when your own kids do whatever they do, how it sort of fills you with pride and just watching them grow and mushroom and get bigger and bigger, as has happened to you. But tell me about relationships. And here I'm talking about idols. You mentioned the great Brian Lara, and he's a very good friend of yours, close. You have a close relationship still from before you played till now. And then with teammates, and I'm thinking of Polly here, Kieron Pollard, and others perhaps you might name, but I named Kieron because you've been side by side for a long time, and how that kind of influenced, helped or hindered in some cases how your career went, and whether there was any sort of bouncing of ideas, particularly to say, listen, you're here, you need to go here, or whatever it was as you went along.
Yeah, so to start off with Lara, I never thought I would have the opportunity to play alongside Lara because I thought, obviously there's a big, age difference. And when I started playing, I think by the time I get to West Indies, he will retire. It worked out perfectly that I get into the team very young at 20. and he was still there. So he was the captain actually, and so it was just a dream come true moment for me, because I mean, I'm being led by the greatest player and also my idol, the one who inspired me to play the game. So he had always kept me under his wings and showed me the way, and always be like that father figure to me kind of thing. And yeah, I can ask for, not much people get the opportunity to meet their mentors or meet their hero, but more so be a friend. Yeah. And that is very important to me. As you mentioned, we're still very good friends. You know, we speak regularly. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that, to be able to call Brian Lara a friend.
Were you like curious, hey, Brian, you know, why you bat like that? Or Brian, you know, what am I supposed to, how do I become like you? Is that how it kind of went?
It was more like, okay, we as kids, we all tried to be like Lara.
Right.
So even though I'm a right-handed, I used to try to hide the high back clip and all these things. And you know, square drive and play the clip. So I used to open batting before I start bowling. So I had patterned myself a lot on him.
Right.
You know, I remember one time I was going to play on a 19 tournament, and I asked him for one of his bats, and he gave me one of his bats. He gave me a helmet, and that was one of the best feeling ever. So those days he was using his own cricket bat line into tops, Lara. And that was one of the best feelings, to get a bat from him, you know. And I went on to that tournament, scored the most runs and stuff. So yeah, those are special moments, you know. But yeah, we all try to bat like him with those high back clip and stuff. So our friendship has really remained over the years, and yeah, grateful for that. Where Pommie is concerned, Pommie and myself never played youth cricket together. We never played club cricket together in our early stages. He more same age with my brother, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's younger than you, isn't he? So he's not your age group.
No, and I never come across. He claimed to say,
this
is his story.
Tell me.
Story that
scoop again.
He always said to people that when he was younger, he used to come in the nets in the Queen's Park Oval and see me practice, and obviously he looked up to me, and one time he had asked me for a pair of gloves, and I said no. I blanked him, right? So I was like, look at the size of you. How can I even blank you a pair of gloves? Stop telling lies, you know? So he said just be there quietly in the corner, always watching and stuff while I'm practicing. But I was never aware of seeing Pommie in practice or them kind of thing. And but he started to play for Queen's Park Cricket Club. And then when he got into the national team, he started scoring runs, a lot of runs. His name started calling, so I started paying closer attention. And I remember one time going to see him play a game, and he scored 100 in no time, like quick. And this was like a 4-day game, right? And it was close to around 2006, coming into 2007. And in 2007, I remember Lara asked me if I think he's ready to play international cricket, because at that time his name was all over the region, you know, and that is just based on 4-day cricket, what he has done in 4-day cricket. So I was like, yeah, I mean,
scoring runs.
And he's like, he has the ability like anyone else to hit the ball or whatever. So they picked him into the World Cup that year, 2007. They picked him into the World Cup team, but we was never close that time. Like I said, I didn't know much of him. It was very new. So I think where our friendship really started to develop was in 2009 when we went to the Champions Trophy, the Trinidad and Tobago team. We went as a domestic team representing TNT. Champions League.
Yeah. Okay.
Darren Ganga was the captain, and we lose in the finals to New South Wales, and we raised a lot of eyebrows because there's a small island with, you know, there was no, Narang was there but wasn't playing. Pollard, no one knows about Pollard. It was his first time playing in those conditions.
Broke out then, didn't he?
Yeah. And the highlight for me was introducing Mumbai Indians to him. Rahul and Robin Singh.
Because you played there first, right?
Yeah, I played first. I played in Mumbai, and you know, those days I was playing Test cricket, and whenever one time Mumbai needed a replacement, so I played a few games, then had was to leave to go and play Test, and they asked for a replacement for me, and I recommend Pollard. So obviously they look up, they didn't see anything, they want to know who is this guy, like they know, and I said, trust me, Pollard is the guy to replace me. And when they reach out to get Polly, he pulled his hamstring in a club game, so he couldn't come. And then I said Dwayne Smith, but the Champions League moment was when he scored so much runs.
It was good, man.
The entire world was like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
You know, and they had a little mini auction, and
that's
when Mumbai get him. And you know, we played I think we played 1 season or 2 seasons together at Mumbai. So at one point in time, he was playing and I was on the bench.
Right.
You know, and it was a moment where he was starting to feel bad, and I said to him, boss, don't worry about me. This is your moment.
Yeah.
Once you do well, I am happy.
Yeah.
Because it means I recommend you. So which means if you do well, my recommendations obviously will mean something. And then eventually if I recommend others, people will obviously accept. So I was very...
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Polly. Forget about the gloves, man. Yeah. I mean, hey?
Exactly.
Forget about the gloves, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
you
what?
want to kill me for a pair of gloves. And the gloves would have never even fit him.
Hey, look at this. What?
But you know what I keep saying to him though? I say, you know what I wish I had done? I wish I had done what agents done. If I was to take 5%, not even 10%.
Just 5.
5%.
You'll be a happy man.
Oh my God, I don't even need to play anymore. If I get 5% of poly earnings. Yeah.
How good is that? How good does that feel? I mean, you know, we were speaking about, you know, you said, oh, I wish I could make my parents proud. And I say to you, you know, now's maybe not quite yet, but just the pride you feel in your own kids, but with friends and with relatives and with people you know, just kind of seeing their success and also having whatever it is. You know, people, some people, I believe wrongly, want to try and take credit, but actually just the happiness it brings to know you had a little part to play in someone going wherever they're going. It's obviously still for them to do because they've got to go and do the thing. Like, you know, but how does that make you feel?
Yeah, that's one of the greatest feelings out of all my achievements as a player. I think being able to help others and give others opportunity or put them in a room that they never think they would have been before. So that's one of my biggest assets and some of my biggest accomplishments. Some of the players that I have helped, give them that start and that opportunity and that platform to go there and fulfill their dreams. Like I said, I cannot bat and bowl for them. I could give you the opportunity, I could put you onto teams and stuff, but you still have to do the work. And I think that's one thing Polly's really good at. Polly's a true professional. Like, he's very passionate about the game. And I mean, to spend a decade and a half at one franchise, and not only just a franchise, one of the biggest franchises ever, one of the most successful, and that family admire Polly so much. Even again, Polly made the Ambani's through me, and the relationship that he has with them is like, you know, unbelievable. And we always talk about it to see like, yo, we have come such a long way, you know, small island, twin island back home in Trinidad, and to be highly respected by one of the rich, wealthiest families in the world, play for one of the biggest teams in the world. He has his legacy with Mumbai, I has my legacy with Chennai, and regardless of what, our name will always remain there as part of that history of those two power clubs franchises. And our friendship just keep growing from strength to strength. You know, there was never no point in time where we compete against each other, only in the field.
Yeah, healthy competition.
Healthy competition and stuff, a lot of banters and stuff, but there was no point in time where I feel intimidated by Polly or Polly feel intimidated by me or jealousy or anything like that. We always try to uplift and help each other, and not only between two of us, but you know, with Puran, with Narang, all of us, we always try to help each other in any way possible. I think this generation, obviously, before me, it wasn't done much by the others. So for me, when I get the opportunity and the break, and I started doing it, it just filtered down. So Pommie picked up the mantle, then Pura now started to do it, Lara started doing it. So we just pride ourselves on making sure we create our own opportunity for others. And we don't just do it for players. We do. So, funny story, in this same tournament here.
Yeah, we're in Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Texas Super Kings right now. He's a Super King through and through, as you know. Even though there's this affiliation with Mumbai Indians, and yes, respect and everything, but he is a Super King.
At heart.
At heart, yeah. Go on, funny story.
Even in this tournament here, as I speak now, when I look around, so obviously Knight Riders is here.
Yeah.
Mumbai is here, obviously Chennai is here. And when I look at some of the staff in each team, in Mumbai and here in Chennai, one of those teams, I think is Washington or Pontin's.
Freedom.
Washington Freedom. Yeah, then there's Seattle teams. The staff who are there, whether it's the trainer, the physio, the massage therapist, a coach, they all started their journey with me, giving them opportunity in cricket. In CPL, okay, hi, come be a trainer for this team, be the physio for this team. So when I see all of them here now, it's just like, wow, look at how it started, look at where it reached now, and you know, we all like have a laugh about it, and it's just good to see that. Again, the joy is that you give someone opportunity, and then you see they started to take off,
and they take it. Yeah, and I suppose a message there could be that a little thing can mean so much. Like, and it's important to always take the opportunity to be kind and to be helpful.
Yeah.
Just it's a little thing, you know. I don't know, doing this interview, yeah, you know, like, and I don't mean to be like jokey about it, because I think it's important. I think it as a life lesson to whoever. You want to be able to help the next person.
Yes.
And you're helping the next person doesn't hinder you, doesn't make you any smaller.
No.
It makes them big, and it makes your heart full, and it, you know, and you don't know how many they'll then help. They might be able to help even better than you're able to help. You know, so yeah, I must commend you on that. That's fantastic. I didn't know the sort of synergy around all the rest. I see it with the Trini guys. I see it quite easily with all the Trini guys, because you know, you're all in the various teams, and then when teams play each other, you sort of stand next to each other and chat on the field, and you'll obviously be in touch and so forth. I want to take you back a little bit. I want to take you back to captaining the West Indies. Dwayne Bravo turns up, this young fella from Trinidad, and I say it from being in the comms box and watching, here we go. Here they come again, the West Indies, because here these guys, and at the time, I suppose some would say you had some trouble, the West Indies in general, looking from afar, but all-rounder, good batter, good bowler, can you galvanize the troops? How was that time for you?
So I take over leadership of Tasami, and it was just the ODI team. So at that stage, when I took over, the one-day team was very low, and we wasn't doing well, you know, for over a period of years. And when I remember when I got that phone call from Clyde Butts, may his soul rest in peace, passed away now. It was a kind of, okay, I know it would have come because I was a vice captain, but then I'm a believer in, I'm not the type of individual who want captaincy just because the name captain. If I don't have an involvement and an input in a selection or development of growth, then I don't want it. So I make it very clear. And then, so yes, they assure me that I will have my say in selection, because obviously the previous captain didn't have the say, and I didn't want to be like that. So And yeah, so again, it was a great journey. It didn't last long. It lasted very short. It was like about 8-9 months. So the guys always make fun of me and said, they always make fun and said I had a premature baby.
That's not coming.
And I said my stint last 7 to 8 months.
God say no, really?
And I was like that. So, but it was a good journey. It was a good run. To me, I had a successful stint, even though it was short. When I took over, we was winning like 34% of the games, and then I moved it from 34 to 48% in that 7-8 months period of time. And then there was obviously the fallout with the contract and stuff, the fiasco. And that's where my career basically come to attainment.
Yeah. So what I would like to know is what insights that gave you, because where we're heading and what I'm sort of driving towards is the whole franchise/club versus country scenario the navigating of that space.
Yeah.
And I'll preface this by saying, so I think back to, and I think I'll probably get the year wrong, but I'll say it's 2009 and maybe even 2010, I can't remember, a tour of the West Indies, of England, where you, I can't remember if Pollard was one of them, but Gayle was, and I think Gayle was captain of the test team, where you arrive late for the tour in the UK. And there's a furore about it, the press, and as you know, England press, there's a whole lot of coverage, extensive all the time. And so you all had to sort of answer some questions there. And, test cricket, franchise cricket, 2020 cricket, all of the, and you were right in the eye of the storm, you guys, because one, you're fighting with your own board, but now you're sort of having to fight with those that I suppose would say they're the guardians of the game, owners of the game sort of thing. So, the insights of being captain and having whatever it is come at you, and West Indies legacy, and a changing world, and you having to make these decisions about all of this, kind of how that went, how much discussion with Chris, with Pommie, with the board, with past players, with Brian, what happened?
Well, let's see, when this thing started, so like, first of all, a lot of times when people think that, Chris or Pommie or myself, so let me speak for myself, okay? I'd never, ever, ever turn down a West Indies tour or not make myself available for selection to play a franchise tournament. Never, ever. But the way how the board had painted it is that these guys don't want to play for West Indies. These guys not interested in West Indies cricket. These guys only concerned about playing in the leagues. But when we play in those leagues, is because we were not selected. So therefore, we have nothing else to do more than just, okay, let's go and play. So even like for me personally, 2010, I was still actively happy to play test cricket, continue my test career, and it was cut. That wasn't my decision, that wasn't my choice, but my test career was literally cut in 2010 after playing 40 test matches at age 26. Now, if people rewind and look back and it's like, wait, I started at 20. To me, I think in 6 years, I had a pretty decent start to my test career and was going up. How come he stopped playing test cricket just like that? People need to ask these kind of questions, So again, that wasn't my decision. That wasn't my choice. I was dropped. I was never given an opportunity again, and I was told that two all-rounders can play in the team together. So obviously, Darren Sam is the captain. So
the two all-rounders can't.
So and it happened like that. But like I said, I'm not the individual to go on social media or talk about these things. I just find the next opportunity, and if my part is to go this way, then my part is to go this way. But it's very disturbing to hear people criticize us wrongfully and question our commitment to the game and to West Indies cricket, because that's far from the truth.
Yeah.
And we never had a platform to defend ourselves. If we even tried to defend ourselves, people think it's just BS.
Yeah.
So we just, okay, no problem, it is what it is. And just do what we have to do and control the things we could control.
Right. In your heart and soul, if I said Test match cricket or 2020 cricket, and I'm not asking about franchises, I'm speaking about the game. I'm not speaking about where life has gone, right? I'm not asking that at all. I'm just speaking purely about the game itself. If I gave you the 3 formats and said, which do you enjoy most?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I enjoy all 3 of them. It's hard to say because all 3 of them bring a different challenge and a different competition. With Test cricket is the ultimate challenge where you compete and you have to compete for a longer period of time. Or when you score a Test 100 or you win a Test match, that feeling is very good. Whereas same thing with our one-day international, it's same. Each format brings its own different type of joy and passion towards it. So I enjoy playing all 3 of them, and I always said to people that I'm happy that I was able to play all 3 formats. So you hear a lot of people now. So I think playing so many Test matches actually helped me in T20 also. And if a lot of this younger generation, especially talking about like West Indian boys as well, if they play Test cricket or aspire to play Test cricket or even 4-day cricket and get the foundation, the fundamentals right, it will also help them in T20 format. So some of the better players who have success in T20s, they are all good Test players as well.
Okay, not gonna let you go.
Yes.
You have a choice. Play 1 Test match.
Yeah.
Play 1 one-day game.
Yeah.
Play 1 2020. It's the only game you're gonna play. With all that you know,
Yeah.
you have to choose one. Which do you choose?
Where the game play?
Okay. It's being played at Port of Spain.
Port of Spain, I'll play the Test match.
You play the Test match?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah.
Okay. I think beyond a certain age. No. I said, beyond a certain age,
yeah.
most people kind of choose a certain thing.
Yeah.
I've not tested this, but I genuinely think that. So like when you go, so if you ask me the same question, I give exactly the same answer.
Yeah.
No matter where the Test match is being played,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Unless it's being played at Gaul where it's
Yeah.
gonna rag and you can't bowl it. But yeah, you play a Test match because of its development, because of also your development and where you sort of come from. Okay, never mind. With the way the game is now, I'm gonna ask a question just about the game and your view of it from where you are, which is in a transition phase. And so coming off the field, going into sort of coaching and kind of having to do this introspection and get some sort of perspective. What would you change about the game if you could change something?
When change, from the game point of view, I wouldn't change anything. I think what needs to be done though, I think you need to have a better pay structure, like a fair playing field level in terms of, obviously the big 3 is a 3 nations who really could afford to pay the players properly, to allow the players to stay home and play. Play Test cricket longer and these kind of things. But the other nations that is there, that really feeling the pain of it, is I think something needs to be done to bridge the gap, because it's just unfair for now in this time where there are so much opportunities elsewhere that you will ask somebody to play, commit to playing Test cricket or commit to playing ODI cricket. and from a financial point of view, it's not benefiting him and his family. At the end of the day, this is our jobs, and this is what we do for a living. So if you're not playing for India, you're not playing for Australia, you're not playing for England, you can't really have a really good financial comfort when you're playing for your country just by playing Test cricket, ODI cricket, T20 cricket. That's why a lot of people now starting to branch off, retire earlier, and go into the franchise, because reality starting to hit when you reach 30, 31, 32. Pommie and myself always laugh about this. People kill us, right? When we used to play early on, right? And like I said to you, we had no choice because we were not selected.
Right.
So we had no choice to play. Now you're seeing players retiring.
To make sure they can play.
To make sure that they can go and play.
So they can earn the money.
So they can earn, right? And now, when people used to cuss us and this and question our commitments, now we're hearing the song started to change. Oh, these people have a family. There is life after. You understand?
Yeah. All the things you used to say.
Yeah, so Pommie, a couple of times, Pommie even tweet about it.
Right.
He lived to see the day.
Oh, yes. I never thought I would live to see the day. I remember that.
So we all have fun about it. And it's like I said, but it's just the reality. And people need to stop questioning someone's loyalty or commitment if they decide to go and play franchise cricket, because as athletes, our careers are shorter, and then in cricket is a sport that don't pay as much as the other sports.
Baseball, basketball, American
football, soccer, boxing. So you have to, again, like if you're not part of the big three, then you have to figure out a way, because you will find yourself playing 12, 14, 15 years in some cases for your country, and then when you finish, you're still struggling. So that's the only thing I will try to, like, whether it's the ICC has to get involved and meet the boards, and they all have to have like a proper decision on how to
look after everybody.
Make it a standard fee, like whether it's a 10 grand, 12 grand per test match minimum. Like, no one should be playing test cricket now for less than 10 grand. I don't think it's like even fair for Sri Lanka, West Indies, Pakistan, New Zealand playing, South Africa playing, and then, so I figure until people get to understand that, because when I look at it, people using T20, boards and companies and owners, they invest in so much money in T20 cricket because that's where the money is, right? So they see how important the brand and the product of T20 cricket. So they invest in all this money in it. So why a player cannot choose to play T20 cricket? Why they want to kill him?
The paradox of life.
It's just unfair that players always be criticized, and I don't think it's right.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you going to be a coach?
Yeah, definitely. I enjoy that. I rather not to bash or take offense to the likes of all these pundits and commentators. But
that prefix has me braced. I'm gonna hold my breath.
No. I just figured that my calling is to be hands-on with somebody, like being able to teach them the game, teach them the different aspect of the game and stuff. So coaching is more what I feel that I have a better impact and contribution, rather than doing the commentary. The commentary have its space, but it's not for me, So I don't think I can do it because it's hard work. Like I look how you guys go there way before, then stay there way after, right? Breakdown. Like, I don't think I can do that. So I just want to do something that I know that my passion is still there, and I can still have a real hands-on impact into the game. So I enjoy coaching. Even while I'm playing, it's like a coach, because the information I will share for others
Younger
when we
guys,
practice
everything,
and try to let them go through certain specific skills, teach them how to read the game and understand the tempo of the game. I enjoy doing that. And when you sit back and watch like someone go out there with a plan that they help them develop or discuss and it works, is one of the greatest feelings.
Afghanistan in the World Cup.
Yeah.
I suppose that's what's kind of cemented it. Is it? How was that?
Yeah, that was a great experience for me personally because I think Afghanistan team is a really good team, especially the bowling group. So for me, I don't want to take all the credit for what the guys have done because these guys, what Naveen done for Rookie, you know, those two in particular from a fast bowling point of view, they are special. They are naturally good. What I bring to the table was confidence, preparation, you know, especially where Faruqi is. Naveen is a professional. He go through all his specific drills in the nets. Faruqi is someone who you have to be on his all the time.
Still young.
Yeah, very young.
Still working it out.
He walk around. He's also very low in confidence. So when he has a bad game, he doubt himself. He want to give up playing. He don't want to play. But he call himself a superstar, right? So what I do is like, so if you meet him, he will introduce himself. Hi, I'm Faruqi, I'm superstar.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, that's good. I said, but do you know what superstars do? They win they win games, they perform. You know, they make sure that they are the superstar for the team performance.
All the time.
I said, so if you call yourself a superstar, you have to show it outside there. So I'll make sure I'm pushing. And we just have this bond because we played T10 together. I was his captain, so a lot of them I played with or played against. So getting into the Afghanistan dressing room, it was a great feeling because I know most of them, and then they respect me as well. So I gained the respect even before walking into the dressing room. But also the coach Trotty. I never worked with him before, never even had any kind of conversation with him before, but the way how he embraced me and allowed me to just be myself and bring my experience, give my plans, run the team bowling meetings, not much coaches will do that. Some of them might be intimidated. Obviously, I come with a big reputation. He see how the players gravitate towards me. But it was a great experience overall, and I was just happy that I was able to like contribute to what is the biggest successful tournament in an ICC event.
Yeah, for sure. Final question. We could go on. We could just keep going on because I have lots I want to know, but maybe over a drink or something, you know. I know about the music.
Yeah.
I know that you. How many artists now? And I remember seeing on social media there was one or two artists that you know label or is music your only other passion?
Main passion that so I have my own production studio that you know we produce music and we also sign artists and again it's just about creating a platform and giving opportunities to others. I also invested in an app called Collab, where it's an app where creatives from anywhere in the world can connect with each other. So it's like it's an app where people use to connect with each other. So
music.
Any
wise?
creatives. Any creatives. Yeah. So if someone is a painter.
Yeah.
Someone who is into making music, writing songs, drums, designer, anything down the creative line, that app is designed for that. So
it's called Collab?
It's called Collab, yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
And you can check it out too, Collab.
Check it out. So that is one. My foundation continue to try and do something for the kids of Trinidad and Tobago. That's basically it, right? It is very basically most of it.
All right. Nice one. don't get vexed if your name not called. He still thinks you're a champion. Thanks, bro.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man.